So what I would say to someone who's newly diagnosed with ALK-positive lung cancer is there's no need for nihilism. There's much that can be done. And of course, it's a devastating diagnosis, and I would never belittle that or make light of that. But there's a very big difference between an ALK-positive lung cancer, where there is so much that can be done, and other lung cancers where perhaps treatments are more limited. We have great first-line treatments in people with advanced stage disease. We've also got adjuvant or post-operative treatments for people after surgery. So although it's a devastating thing, there is cause for hope, and we should always keep that cause for hope.
I think the thing that gives me hope right now in the ALK lung cancer trial space is that there are some new treatments coming through. So over the last 10 years we've really concentrated on new tablets, and we still do have new tablets coming through. But there are new classes of drugs, antibody drug conjugates, so chemotherapies attached to antibodies, and new ways of targeting the immune system to attack the lung cancer that I think are really interesting, and hopefully we'll see coming through in the next 10 years probably.
I think the ALK-positive community is completely unique. Here we are at a meeting in London. Every year this happens, 200 or 300 people present. It's absolutely fantastic, and I think there's an energy and a drive and a dynamism behind the ALK community. I see the fundraising that's going on. I think it's fantastic. I think the advocacy for every patient is fantastic, and you very seldom see that.
So I think the ALK lung cancer community are unique in the lung cancer space because they came together relatively early on in terms of a patient group. They all understand the differences about their cancer and that it's very different from smoking-related lung cancer, that the treatments they receive are very different. And they've always been very supportive of each other, forming a national community very early on to support not only in details like finding the right medical opinion, finding the right treatment, but also social support and bringing together everyone once a year for an amazing social and learning event.
I think oncologists are drawn to the ALK-positive patient group and community very instinctively. I think part of it is because it is a tumour type where we have very effective treatments. As an oncologist, you thrive on that. To see people doing well, often year after year, it is incredibly rewarding. I also think it reflects the ALK community, that there's a group in the UK and globally who promote and champion the whole patient community. And that is also very appealing because you feel you're part of a partnership.
It wasn't anything that particularly drew me to working with the ALK-positive lung cancer patients and the charity. What happened was relatively early on I was running clinical trials of ALK inhibitors for patients, and so they started to come to me for treatment and then second opinions, and then Debra Montague just drew me in like she draws everyone in, and I haven't been able to get away since.
When I reflect on what's happened over the last 3 days, for me, there are some key highlights. Hearing from some of the people who've never attended one of these conferences and how much they've already got out of it is just inspiring. The talks from the experts who come along over the days, again, are inspiring. The opportunities to speak to people and get their advice if you're not under the care of a leading oncologist it's just fabulous to see that people take away a renewed empowerment to go and have those conversations with their oncologists. Well, let's do things the way the experts are doing them. It's great, the level of noise that has overtaken the breaks is just a testament to how much people have got out of the sessions and been chatting with one another. It's great to see. So as I reflect on everybody leaving here now today, I just left with this it's a cliche, but a warm, fuzzy feeling that people have gone away with more knowledge, more hope, more friends, and an overwhelming feeling that they've got a new family, and one that's got their backs. So, you know, whenever you hit a bump in the road, there'll always be someone who will be able to answer their queries, point them in the right direction, but I also hope that they feel empowered themselves.
I wrote the book for a number of reasons. I mean, initially it was because I found it quite therapeutic to put down my thoughts and my anxieties on paper, and I decided to write poems. And over the years, as I've reached every challenge of having a positive, obviously I've written different poems, and it became evident to me after a while that I'd had a series of poems that run in chronological order throughout the stage of my treatment. So I thought it'd be a good idea to fill the gaps in between the poems with my story. And the reasons for that was, one, to leave something for my young grandchildren, because like all of us, we don't know how long we've got. And at the time, I had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old grandchildren, a 2-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl. And although they'll know Daddy, or Granddad, they wouldn't necessarily know my story. And I thought this would be a useful thing, if anything happens to me, that their mums and dad can talk about me about. So I wrote it for that reason. Then I also found it therapeutic for me to concentrate on something positive. And I became almost like a life coach for myself to make every day a good day, because none of us know how long we've got left. And as I've been developing these techniques, I talk about that in the book as well. And so, lastly, when I thought about the book, I thought, well, it's a good way to raise awareness and also to support the charity. So that's why I commissioned the first print of the books,